How's it going, everyone? It's February 1st. I just got my free sticker when I got my coffee. Got me, this one? It's a banana, which, if you're curious about it, it tastes just like a chocolate banana. So, yeah, this is a really good flavor. Yeah, I recorded one of these a few days ago, and it just was more of a venting rant that I just wanted to get off my chest. So I'm not going to be posting that one for you guys, unfortunately. So, plus it saves you from having to listen to like a grumpy rant. I'm currently on my way to a comic shop, and just felt like getting this done while I have a bit of a chance. And that's really what it is right now. Also wanted to bring up one of the things I talked about in that last video, the ranting one, was just I recalled a story from elementary school, of all places, which, whenever I can actually remember a story or something from that far back, I'm actually surprised myself, because, I don't really have that good of a memory when it comes to before Cal Poly, really. So actually having a incident from back then that I can actually say, oh yeah, I remember this one pretty clearly. Worth sharing and worth talking about what I learned from it, I guess. It was just hanging out with a friend there at his place. He was babysitter's family and all that. He was a real cool guy. That day we were in his backyard playing around. He had like a big ditch or a pit or something that they had dug for no real reason that I could remember. And we were just having fun, just like jumping over it, playing it, and that sort of stuff. But he had like a real young sister who couldn't really join in on that, because she's a lot younger than even we were, in like 4th, 5th grade or something like that. I don't remember how long ago it was. But I was still a large guy back then too, and I'm like, well, if you're safe about it, I mean, she can jump onto my stomach and that won't hurt me that much, and it'll allow her to jump across about as much as we were doing, so that was fine and safe. And it wasn't hurting me that much, and she was able to have her fun. But then one of the neighbor kids, he was like, well, I'm going to do that too. And he's a much older boy, and also at the time wearing some nice big pointy cowboy boots. He decides to jump on me as well, even though I didn't give him permission or anything. And instead of going for my stomach, he aims right up here on my chest and, lands heavily right on my chest. Just, if you never thought you could get the wind knocked out of you while lying down, well, so I, of course, was angry and, passing out, and just that sort of behavior that comes from having your chest stomped on by a guy only a couple years younger than you. So of course I'm mad and I yell at them and that sort of stuff because, you know, I can barely breathe or stand up straight afterwards. He of course then runs to his older sister, who is older than all of us, and she comes back and chews me out for being upset that I got my lungs stomped on. It wouldn't even let me say, well, he was the one who crushed my chest like that. Even though, it, you know, there's like no permanent damage, but it was, as far as I knew at the time, or know now, but it was just like, I couldn't breathe. I was still catching up afterwards, and you know, she's like, well, you're the one that's at fault for this and that. And I'm like, but he's the one who hit me. Of course not letting me get a word in edgewise about my situation. The other thing I remember about that is my friend never even spoke up once or explained what we were doing or any of the stuff that would, you know, make sense for a friend to help out another friend about, even in those sorts of situations. So it's like, that's this little story that I remembered. And well, the lessons I learned from it as well, it was like, well, sometimes a friend isn't really acting like a friend when you need them to. Oh, there's a little tiny dog right there. Oh, God, I remember being in love with like chihuahuas and that sort. But anyway, that's a different story for a different day. But other lesson I learned is just you have to listen to people and give them a chance to tell their side of the story, or at least just give them a chance to talk and be heard. Just, that's really something that, you know, sort of sticks with you, and you're the type who's constantly being forced onto the sidelines, and you just want to have that little bit of respect where someone's going to listen to you. And you know, I'm saying this on a channel of 20 some followers, getting barely a handful of views each video, but it really does mean a lot to me that at least 1-2 of you out there give a view right away. You know, one of you guys are listening right away, and any 5-10 of you overall by a month later that have been gracious enough to give me a bit of time here. So it really does mean a lot when you give someone a bit of time and let them say their piece. So thank you a lot, and you guys are good people for allowing that. And well, when you in this sort of world where everyone's talking over each other constantly, being able to stop and listen to someone is a very respectable thing to do. So really, it's something I wish more people would take the time and, you know, give time of day and learn not to cut in at the last second on the freeways. Anyway, I'm been rambling. Once again, just like the point of this is thank you guys for being the type of people who gives a weirdo a chance to be heard. You know, it's something that I've missed when I was growing up, because nobody would ever give me that opportunity. And it when that sort of thing is something you deal with for, you know, all of your elementary, middle school, high school years, it sort of gets to you a little bit. So really thank you so much again for watching and giving me time, and I hope you afford others this opportunity, give them a chance to be heard and say whatever weird things that they want to say, because, you know, that's sort of a good way of making society work a bit more cohesively. And really, what's more can I say than that, except have a good one. Hope your holiday goes well. For all of you sports fans, enjoy the Super Bowl. I don't really know or care or anything about it, so hope there's good commercials then, I guess. Anyway, have a good one and keep being great people. See you around.